This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Phil Skowski coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at the day's top stories for Friday, January 30th. Micron expands investment in Taiwan. President says Taiwan and U.S. to strengthen AI chip leadership. Lai visits Hualien to encourage troops, urges parties to approve defense budget. And President Lai praises Japan for post-disaster recovery at Taiwan-Japan Disaster Relief Forum. But first, today's top story. On Thursday, President Lai Ching-te met with Micron Technology President and CEO Sanjay Mehrotra following the company's January 17th announcement that it will invest $1.8 billion to acquire Powership Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation's Tongluo fab. Lai said the investment underscores Micron's commitment to deepening collaboration with local partners, enhancing Taiwan's memory industry's competitiveness, and strengthening bilateral AI-related technologies. Lai noted that Micron, a U.S. company, has been rooted in Taiwan for more than 30 years, with total investments exceeding 1.2 trillion NT dollars, nearly $38.1 billion, and more than 10,000 engineers trained and employed. He thanked Micron for making Taiwan a key part of its global expansion and said Mehrotra's visit reflects the company's strong confidence in Taiwan's semiconductor environment. The president noted that Taiwan and the U.S. have concluded tariff negotiations and signed a memorandum on investment cooperation, paving the way for a reciprocal trade agreement. He emphasized that Micron's long-term investment demonstrates the strength of Taiwan-U.S. ties and contributes to both job creation and industrial growth. He said that under Micron's support, Taiwan will expand advanced HBM manufacturing and technology. Taiwan will help Micron catch up with global competitors, and together, Taiwan and the United States will strengthen their global leadership in AI chips and create shared prosperity, Lai said. President Lai Ching-te visited a Hualien Air Base on Friday ahead of the Lunar New Year to encourage the Air Force Tiancong III Surface-to-Air Missile Unit, the Navy's Haiphong Brigade, and the Army's Hualien Defense Command. Lai thanked the troops for staying on duty over the holiday to defend the nation around the clock. He stressed the government will do its utmost to upgrade military equipment and living conditions so service members have no worries. He urged the ruling and opposition parties to set aside differences on defense issues and secure more resources for the armed forces and national sovereignty. In his speech, Lai praised the troops' rigorous training and hard work safeguarding eastern Taiwan, enabling safe and stable civilian lives. He highlighted the Hua Dong Defense Command's strong performance in the annual Hankwang military exercises, immediate combat readiness drills, base missions, and Guangfu Township disaster relief since last year. Lai noted that the last year, when China staged war games encircling Taiwan, the command's second operational zone responded swiftly, demonstrating deterrence and reassuring the public of the military's solid combat power. Lai exhorted the military to uphold loyal traditions, embrace the principles, new training, new thinking, new equipment, and new technology to become a glorious, disciplined, combat-ready, ironclad force. He urged closer civil-military ties to enhance societal resilience. The government, Lai said, will continue to provide maximal support to boost equipment, environment, combat readiness, and morale. He again called on the legislature to quickly pass the defense budgets. The Japan-Taiwan Disaster Prevention Week opened Friday morning in Kaohsiung, with President Lai Ching-te delivering remarks via video. Lai expressed delight that Sendai, Kumamoto, Kaohsiung, and Tainan gathered to share experiences in urban disaster management. He noted that Taiwan and Japan are not only partners sharing democratic values, but also friends whose mutual support through the past earthquakes and ongoing knowledge exchange form a priceless bond that transcends borders. Lai praised Sendai for its post-3/11 earthquake recovery as a global example of resilience and highlighted Kumamoto's strong ties with Taiwan in both the semiconductor sector and groundwater conservation. He said Kaohsiung and Tainan, key hubs of Taiwan's high-tech and cultural development, have actively used smart technologies to strengthen responses to extreme weather. Facing challenges from climate change and geopolitical tensions, Lai said the presidential office established the Whole-of-Society Defense Resilience Committee to integrate central and local governments with civic groups. He outlined 3 priorities: protecting critical infrastructure, applying technology and data, and deepening public-private cooperation.
第二， The second is the application of technology and data. We must leverage artificial intelligence and high-tech advantages to build more precise data analysis and faster early warning systems, improving decision-making efficiency.
Experts hold different opinions on whether China's military shakeup creates short-term risks around Taiwan.
China's military leadership is facing one of its most dramatic shakeups in decades, raising new questions about stability inside the People's Liberation Army and the future security of the Taiwan Strait. On January 24th, Beijing announced investigations into Central Military Commission Vice Chairman Zhang Youxia and Joint Staff Chief Liu Zhenli for alleged serious violations of party discipline and state law. In a rare and unusually blunt response, the PLA's official newspaper accused both men of betraying the trust placed in them and undermining the CMC chair responsibility system, a doctrine reinforcing Xi Jinping's absolute authority over the military. A follow-up commentary stressed that rank offers no immunity and past achievements provide no protection. According to reporting by the Wall Street Journal, Zhang is alleged to have accepted bribes linked to military promotions and, most explosively, to have leaked sensitive information related to China's nuclear weapons program to the United States. The report cited links to a separate investigation involving a former nuclear industry executive. Beijing has not publicly confirmed those allegations. U.S.-based political scientist Deng Yuwen says the absence of explicit references to espionage in official editorials suggests the core issue is political loyalty rather than intelligence leaks aimed at suppressing dissent within the armed forces. The New York Times describes Zhang's downfall as the most striking escalation yet in Xi's military purge, noting Zhang was long viewed as one of Xi's closest allies. Former CIA analyst Christopher Johnson says the removals amount to a near-total clearing of China's top military command. Taiwan defense analyst Su Tzu-yun warns the shakeup will damage morale and disrupt command chains, potentially lowering the near-term risk of military action against Taiwan. But in the long run, the purge may leave fewer voices willing to challenge Xi, adding new uncertainty to the region's security outlook. Joey Chow for RTI News.
A Central American food truck featuring Belizean and Guatemalan specialties rolled into the Foreign Ministry on Thursday, sharing dishes with diplomats as a part of Central American Trade Office annual Central American Allies Puncar Taiwan Tour. The event, which launched earlier this month, offers Belizean chili sauce topped meat fries with Guatemalan avocado sauce hot dogs, paired with Guatemalan coffee and Belizean cocoa tea. Named Puncar, purportedly blending Japanese pun for bread and English car for mobile truck, it followed a recent bus stop ad lottery promoting Central American tourism. Vice Foreign Minister Bao Shuangzhi, who once served as an ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Caribbean, praised the cuisine from personal visits. Encouraging travel to the Allies, he said,
Especially over these past few decades, our diplomatic ties with these two countries have been very stable, with many cooperation projects. You can see our results there if you go.
Guatemala Ambassador to Taiwan Luis Raul Estevez Lopez and Belize Ambassador Catherine Vanessa Megan attended and recommended their nation's fare. Megan thanked the trade office, saying she was glad Taiwanese had the opportunity to taste Belize's quality products. On Thursday, Fitch Ratings upgraded its outlook for Taiwan's banking sector from deteriorating to neutral. This change follows the conclusion of tariff negotiations between Taiwan and the U.S. The revised outlook reflects a decrease in economic uncertainty resulting from the trade agreement, which is anticipated to alleviate pressure on loan quality and stabilize the financial sector's performance through 2026. Under the new agreement, both parties reached consensus on several key measures. Taiwan's reciprocal tariff rate will be reduced to 15% without overlapping the existing most favored nation rates. Tariffs on semiconductor and related products will be subject to preferential treatment, and Taiwanese companies are expected to invest $250 billion domestically. This investment will be supported by government-backed credit guarantees that provide up to $250 billion in corporate lending facilities. That's all for today's news. Thanks for joining me. I'm Phil Laskowski. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.